Good morning, everyone. Mary, great honor together to preach everyone to welcome to this year's celebration of achievements of women in science. I can picture scientists all around the world how to create teams with their mates and colleagues. You and I both have a great appreciation for the importance of building professional networks. Despite my first I got to travel and research and I different countries. So never imagined
हाँ मैडम. Yes, yes, please, please. A very good afternoon, everybody. Am I audible to you all?
You are audible.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Principal sir, should I start? A very warm afternoon to all the galaxy of intellectuals, invited guests, professor and dear student. I am Dr. Sonal Mundara from Brijlal Biyani Science College, Amravati. It is a matter of immense pride to stand here before all of you. You all are invited to IUPAC Global Women Breakfast. The Global Women Breakfast is an event that happens on a single day in February of each year in conjunction with UN Day of Women and Girls in Science. The aim is to celebrate the accomplishment of the women in science and to inspire young generation to pursue career in science. The theme of 2022 is empowering diversity in science. Women and men from all types of science organizations working in all areas of science come together to share breakfast either virtually or in person. A central goal is also to establish an active network of both men and women to overcome the barriers to gender equality in science. This Global Women Breakfast facilitates the formation of communities on local, regional, and international scale for effectively share the ideas and strategies for progress. We belong to the Biyani Institute, where there is no barrier of the gender. Today, we have with us a great personality, Dr. Aarti Shanware, Director, Rajiv Gandhi Biotechnology Center, RTM, Nagpur. मैडम के बारे में अगर बताना चाहे तो परिंदों को मंजिल मिलेगी यकीन है, परिंदों को मंजिल मिलेगी यकीन, ये फैले हुए उनके पर बोलते हैं, अक्सर वो लोग खामोश रहते हैं जमाने में जिनके हुनर बोलते हैं. मैडम, we are welcome, it's a privilege that we are welcoming you, and madam, you can I request Dr. Mrunal Mahajan madam to please give the brief introduction of Dr. Aarti Shanware ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to all the attendees of this webinar. This webinar's topic itself has a deep meaning and can be explored to the extent of one's skill. It's my privilege to introduce our today's resource person, Dr. Aarti S. Shanware, Director, Rajiv Gandhi Biotechnology Center, Kudoji Maharaj, Nagpur. Dr. Aarti S. Shanware ma'am is an microbiologist. Topic for her doctoral research was microbial biopesticide against fish pathogens of major carps through biotechnological manipulations. Dr. Aarti ma'am has more than 20 years of teaching experience and 16 years of research experience. Her thrust areas of research are microbiotechnological applications in environment, agro-industrial and medical sectors, aquaculture, immunobiotechnology, and environmental monitoring systems. Dr. Aarti Shanware ma'am has more than 45 international and 20 national research publications to her credit. She has completed 6 major research projects. Dr. Aarti ma'am has been a research supervisor to more than 12 research scholars. She has presented more than 80 national and international research papers. Madam has been appointed as a member on Maharashtra State Biodiversity Board by Maharashtra State Government. She is also member on various professional and academic committees. Madam has visited overseas countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Mauritius, etc. for scientific deliberations and invited talks. It's our great privilege to hear such a diversified, research-oriented and student-centric expertise. Now I request Dr. Aarti Shanware ma'am to kindly enlighten us on soft powers, strong options.
A very good afternoon to everybody. Am I audible? Am I audible clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So a very good afternoon once again to each and every one of you. And I am very flattered to have very kind of words which have been bestowed upon me. I don't think such a kind words, I don't know whether I would be capable of handling such. I am having a huge responsibility now. So most respected Principal Dhote sir, Dr. Sonal Mundhada madam, who is convener of this Global Women Breakfast Summit 2021-22, and Dr. Mrunal Mahajan, who was coordinating about this event since so long with me. So I'm first of all, I'm very grateful and I feel privileged to be invited for such a wonderful event. And the vision of this event is indispensable worldwide resource for chemistry, which is obviously IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry organizational skills, which made us to empower diversity in science. So I take privilege of those values and ethics and vision and mission, which IUPAC has rightly conveyed to the women scientific fraternity, particularly because we are celebrating women in science, build a global network to close gender gap in science, inspire young generation, inspire students, I mean to say, and support professional development activities ultimately. And they value scientific excellence, communication, transparency, diversity, and ethical behavior. And most importantly, although I don't know whether I would be able to give justice, because it is altogether a popular talk which I have been conveyed to deliver. Up till now, I'm used to convey my, deliver talks on my thrust areas of particularly environmental biotechnology, which we are dealing with on biofertilizer and pesticide production and different regimes, aspects and facets in regard to environmental biotechnology. But obviously this is a popular talk which I will take advantage of setting and recommending standards which rightly IUPAC has already been conveyed, that is sharing emerging sciences, building worldwide capacity, publishing, networking and honoring. And first of all and most importantly, they are endorsing organization of symposia and conferences, and award of honor, scientific contribution and expertise. So without wasting time, I would like to share my presentation, which I'm going to deliver on a very what you can say, a great theme of soft powers and strong options. So I hope my slides are visible and I am clearly audible too. Should I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am. The slides.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So Dr. Mahajan has rightly conveyed me the message that the title should be catchy. I don't know whether it has become catchy, but thanks, she has already conveyed me. It is a great title, and hopefully I would like to give justice to this, because dear student friends, and one more thing, I've been conveyed that the message or the talk should be in 3 languages. Our own mother tongue, that is Marathi, आपली मातृभाषा. दूसरी आपली second and most important thing is our national language. हिंदी में भी मैं बोलना चाहूंगी, and obviously our great communication language is English. So pardon me if there are multilingual students as well as fraternity faculties, I mean to say, they might be present to hear or to listen this talk. But if any mistake, if I will do, then please pardon me if you don't understand the concept. But although it is a popular talk, just I would like to motivate, and whatever little experience I have in teaching and research, that I would like to share with you through this. And obviously this is again, I'm emphasizing that this is a popular talk, not at all a technical one. So pardon me if I will overpower my use, right? So coming to basically, what do we understand as a career and career development? We all of us know, अपने को सबको मालूम है कि career अपन क्यों करते हैं, as you have chosen science or arts or humanities, commerce, business management as your career. So it is a progress, a course or a regime or a domain by which you can progress, and you can aspire to become something as a doctor, engineer, lawyer, blah blah blah, right? So what do you mean by then a development in regard to career? So it is obviously an ongoing process. जैसे अपन बोलते हैं कि last moment तक आदमी, I mean human being, is a student, right? So it is a continuous process of gaining knowledge. कभी भी कोई भी बहुत humble, यहाँ पे मैं most respected honorable ex president and great scientist of India अब्दुल कलाम जी को सलाम करना चाहूंगी, और उनको उनके विजन एंड मिशन को और उनके स्टेटमेंट को दोहराना चाहूंगी कि आखिरी दम तक स्टूडेंट इज ऑलवेज अ what you can say, I mean a person is a student and he always gain knowledge and improving skills, whatever regime he is there, and it will help a person to be successful in his or her life. So but nowadays dear students, unfortunately nowadays what इतने साल से अपन जब देखते आ रहे हैं ये कुछ last decade से, unfortunately there are many distractions, and most importantly is a mobile revolution which unfortunately has आपके पूरे लाइफ को उसने कव्हर कर दिया है. और जैसे एक मराठीत जसं आपण म्हणतो की नाक कान डोळे हात पाय असतात आपल्याला, तसं एक मोबाईल ही आपला एक अवयव झालाय. And without mobile, without connectivity, without network, we just cannot imagine ourselves just 2 minutes also, right? So what happened? Apna self realization we have lost totally. We are depending on all virtual pleasures, and what is there, and these are the current trends which I would like to share with you all. Our focus has got lost. What we want to achieve in life through our career development, that particular trend or that particular aspect or domain of our and mission and vision in life it unfortunately got lost through the years because of a very great teachers and also scientists as well. I mean, the influence of those great teachers and parents, it has been become less. Unfortunately, we have been surrounded by so many distractions of TV, then mobile network, WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, right? So because of that only we have got I mean less influence on of uh, actual entities or persons which would otherwise have guided you. We have lost focus on those, and then increasing dropouts rate is higher in nowadays, unfortunately. And we are also I mean person is measured, और आदमी उसके कपड़ों से, उसके मटेरियलिस्टिक थिंग्स से, कितने बंगले हैं, कितने गाड़ी है, कितना उसके पास क्लोथ्स एक्सेसरीज इज वेयरिंग, उसके इस हिसाब से क्वालिटी चेक किए जा रही है पर्सन की, नॉट ऑफ हिज मॉरल एंड एथिकल वैल्यूज. आई एम वेरी सॉरी टू स्टेट दिस and I am very sorry to again share with you all. You might be knowing this, but unfortunately मराठीत जसं म्हणतात कळतं पण वळत नाही. Now it's high time that you should be able to get convinced about, and you try to inculcate those values and ethics in your daily routine, so that of course I am very thankful for the organizer for giving me opportunity to inculcate these values in a very short period of time to your students and those who are listening. So, and there is obviously a lot of competition is increasing, and frustrations, depressions nowadays, psychological disorders, they are on the increase. So, and ultimately all these processes and all these scenario somewhat in the society is very very depressing and frustrating. बट सिर्फ यही बोल के कि मेरे को क्या करना है, मेरा तो सब अच्छा हो रहा है, मेरे को इंसेंटिव्स मिल रहे हैं, मेरे को प्रमोशन मिल रहा है, मेरे को सब कुछ अच्छा हो रहा है, आई एम ग्रेट गोइंग इन माय करियर, ये बोल के नहीं होता है. बिकॉज वी आर अल्टीमेटली अ सोसाइटल एनिमल. मैन इज अ सोसाइटल एनिमल जिसको बोलते हैं. तो हाउ टू प्रोग्रेस विथ वन सेल्फ एंड बाकी लोगों की भी प्रोग्रेस कैसी होनी चाहिए, दैट आई वुड लाइक टू एम्फसाइज एंड दैट आई वुड लाइक टू इम्बाइब और inculcate particularly in students group. We all know about this, and if you just have a click of your fingertips, you will get n number of lakhs of videos, audios, pods and whatnot on Google. It's a great guru nowadays. Everything is available on every information is available on the Chrome and various search engines, which you might be knowing more than me. So there are many things which you can always have, but this is just a nowadays students are confused like this, right? So as you know, they don't know where to go, where they should go and where they are really going. Again confusion रहता है, can I really get there? मैंने चूज किया ठीक है इंजीनियरिंग, बट will I be successful engineer? और मेरे को मेडिकल लेना चाहिए था, या मेरे को फिजियोथेरेपी करना चाहिए था, या फिर डेंटिस्ट्री अच्छा था, या फिर मैंने इंजीनियरिंग की एक पर्टिकुलर ब्रांच ली तो वही अच्छी थी, कि मैकेनिकल अच्छी है, कि नाउअडेज कंप्यूटर साइंस वो. ये इतना सारा कंफ्यूजन जो स्टूडेंट्स के मन में चलता है, अनफॉर्चुनेट, इट इज वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट, बट नाउअडेज देयर आर n number of courses which are there, we all know, and we have to have judgment, and that is why rightly psychologist has formulated one very important aspect of aptitude test. So my humble request to all of you, those who are yet to I mean still confused about their careers, I hope you are undergraduate, postgrad and research scholars, what I have been conveyed, I mean target audience, but you have to take risk of opting your choice, right? Because you should have clear goals in your mind, you should have the undermining values, interest of your choice, then you should inculcate the skills, then you should have clear vision and what you are going to choose as your career. So the his route is known to you, and where to go and when to stop, and if I don't make it, then is my plan B is ready with me, and what other subjects they will attract, what distraction I should face, and what depressing and frustrating situations I might be facing. That is very, very clear. So my most important emphasis will be on, first of all, you have to know yourself. You have to focus on your interest. If I am very good at caring or nursing area, or अपने को ही अपना मालूम रहता है कि I can be a very great health worker, so better choose a medical as your profession. I know it is very difficult, बोलने से admission मिलती नहीं है, that I know, but at least you try to focus on what you want to pursue as a career in your life. You should know the underlining values of it, associated skills which you want to carry by pursuing your career, assets it as your personality. You should have those as a you should explore the possibilities of your career as whether it is have research the things, then narrow the searches, and then go for it. Make choices very wisely. You have to set goals. You develop that plan A, B, C. If that those doesn't work, those don't work, then what should be your options? And ultimately you have to address barriers also, because every time you have to face hurdles. It is not all bed of roses in life. You have to be very particular about it, and ultimately make it happen as a great career that will fetch you a position, name, fame, etc., etc., which you all want in your life. So put all those plans into action and learn from the way you are going and achieve those goals. So by achieving this, by putting this, I have to be very particular. One should have to be very particular ki what factors they go in choosing a career. First of all, it is your skills. I would like to emphasize on this in my later slides. Your interest, whether you are creative, you are social guy, you love outdoor activities, or you love scientific to join scientific fraternity. What you value in your life, what motivates you, whether money, security, helping others, whether you would like to balance your work and life. And then ultimately your personality says it all. You should be determined. You should be very, very constructive. You should be have a very positive set of mind. You should be outgoing. You should be calm. You should be sincere, dedicated worker to pursue your undergrad, your postgrad, and ultimately research, entrepreneurship in any field. You go across the faculties and across the disciplines. You should have a very strong set of minds. These values will help you out to achieve your goal or achieve your career ultimately. So your location, it matters, your qualification obviously, and your PR, personal relations, they are very, very important. If you don't have a goodwill with other people, you don't have to be you have to be compatible with your colleagues, your classmates, your parents, your relatives, your overall each and every entity, each and every factor in your society that counts for your career ultimately. Then you might be knowing, and this is a very great slide which you might have already browsed. What after 12th, science, commerce, arts, and what after undergraduation, what after post-graduation. Again we are again on ground zero always. अपने को हर एक मकाम के बाद वही क्वेश्चन पड़ता है कि अंडर ग्रेजुएट, अब मेरा बीएससी हो गया, मेरा बीए हो गया, मेरा बीकॉम हो गया, अभी व्हाट नेक्स्ट? चलो अभी मिली गई है एडमिशन तो अपन पीजी कर लेंगे, अभी मिली गई है पीजी की डिग्री मिल गई है तो चलो पीएचडी को भी आजमा लेते हैं. दिस शुड नॉट बी. कुछ नहीं है इसलिए करना नहीं है, because ultimately it will reflect your own self in your career, in your what you can say, in your workplace, how compatibility matters, that we will have to see. And that is why you have to have a individual development plan ready with you, my dear students, because that outlines your career goals, what you want to accomplish and what steps you have to take to meet all those career goals in your life. You have to identify those, you have to organize those plans, and make your career very effective by various means and ways by which that will see later, but by creating a personalized plans. I mean, this won't be applicable to your friend मेरा आर्ट्स ले रहा है, फ्रेंड्स मेरा कॉमर्स कर रहा है, फ्रेंड्स मेरा मेडिकल को गया है, फ्रेंड्स मेरा कंप्यूटर इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा है, इसलिए मैं कर रहा हूँ या रही हूँ. That won't suffice, because each and every person is born with its own skills, a set of skills, I mean to say. But how to उसको उजागर कैसे करना है, उसको हाईलाइट कैसे करना है, उसको गोल में कैसे कन्वर्ट करना है. इफ यू हैव अ डांस एक्यूमेंट, इफ यू हैव अ वेरी गुड oratory, if you are a very good singer, then you have to be you have to identify. Your parents are there, your relatives are there, your friends are there to identify your goals. If you get confused, then you can seek the help of teachers as well, because ultimately they are parents outside of the house of I mean, they are there to help you out in your future careers. So what your career aspirations are, if you want to have a plans for professional development and other promotional opportunities as well, right? So you have to be very, very particular about your career and about your future plans as well. Then next thing is, you have to ask yourself, you have to prioritize yourself to develop an action plan to reach out short term goal and long term goal. उसमें भी बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन आपको किया जाता है कि कोई बोलता है, सपोज पापा बोलते हैं नो, शॉर्ट टर्म विजन शुड बी देयर, टीचर बोलता है नो, यू शुड हैव लॉन्ग टर्म ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. 10 साल के बाद का सोचो, मैं कहाँ 10 साल के बाद हूँ. ऐसे मेरे मेंटर ने भी कहा था, मेरे गाइड ने भी कहा था कि always try to locate or try to identify yourself after 10 years. So it is very difficult, I know, at this stage and age and phase, but yes, you have to prioritize. At least short term goal should be focused, your personal effort should be made, and what areas my work should be, whether I should be a good doctor, engineer, which I have already touched. So you have to have, and what new demands your career will fetch from you, and what additional skills you want to acquire during the course of your life or your career. You have to be very, very focused about it. And what can I do to find out about other career opportunities if my plan A got failed, right? So you have to identify, outline and use various resources which are, and you are very fortunate generation, आप बहुत लकी हो कि at your fingertips आपको सब कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाती है. what should be the things, what next. हमारे वक्त you have to take help of many teachers, and we are again we find ourselves very lucky that हमको virtual गुरु कहीं नहीं थे, हमको actual गुरुजनों ने हमको गाइड किया है, and we are blessed that way. कि आपको बहुत सारा confusion और distractions क्यों है, because at a time you are bombarded with so many information at a time. You get confused कि कहाँ जाऊं, यहाँ ये बोल रहा है, दूसरा ये बोल रहा है, exactly controversial things आपके मन में, आपके सोल में, आपके बॉडी में, आपके माइंड में घुसी जाती है. तो it is very, very unfortunate, but at a time you should always see कि अपना प्याला कितना भरा हुआ है. Don't see empty glass, always see how much glass has been filled. So with, and always be positive about everything, and कभी भी डिप्रेशन में, फ्रस्ट्रेशन में जाना नहीं है, because parents love you, your teachers love you, everybody loves you from bottom of their heart. So don't discourage them. Try to always positive about your goals, about your career, about your life ultimately. So always talk to your supervisor, your teacher, your friends, your relatives. Attend career management courses if you have. online है आजकल सभी जगह, सभी कुछ है. बहुत सारे abroad universities के भी बहुत अच्छे टीचर्स जो अदरवाइज अपने को अवेलेबल नहीं होते थे, thanks to pandemic, our COVID-19. because of that हमेशा पॉजिटिविटी देखनी चाहिए ना. तो कोविड ने आपको क्या दिया, ये ग्लोबल क्लासरूम अपने सामने खड़ी कर दी, अपने को खुली कर दी. because you can always have you can schedule your meeting with that mentor, you can have a chit chat interactive sessions with that particular mentor or a teacher. If you want to, you can mail him or her and have a very great confidential session if you want for your career counseling. Then you can read variety of developmental group books, motivational books. You have to have a realistic priorities in your life, and what is achievable in a month or a year or in 3 years, that I've already touched, that you should have a plan ready with short-term and long-term goals. So what is achievable, you should be having that thing in your mind. Then develop a timeline and concrete action steps so you can mark your progress and be sure to celebrate your successes along the way. Now, before that, I want you to make sure of what do you mean by motivation. अपन बोलते हैं I got motivated, I got my role model in the form of teacher, in the form of friend, in the form of mentor. मैं बहुत contented हूँ कि मुझे गुरु मिला, right? So what motivates you to वो पर्टिकुलर पर्सन को गुरु मानने में आपकी क्या कंडीशंस रही है मन की. So it is just a internal state of mind which is sometimes described as a need, desire. If you want something from that person, that serves to activate or energize behavior and give you a direction in life. So if motivation activates you, you get going, then if you have to maintain, but you keep on going, because at starting point you are very very enthusiastic about everything. If you suppose MSc बायोटेक्नोलॉजी आपको चालू कर दिया है आपने, आपको यू आर लकी टू गेट एडमिशन इन MSc बायोटेक्नोलॉजी. पहले तो बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है कि yes, I am doing great, I will do this, I will do that, I will pursue research, I will be an entrepreneur by by making some startups, or I would be a teacher, a researcher. But वो धीरे धीरे धीरे, because of so many things which we have discussed already, आपका मोटो, आपका मिशन, आपका मिशन, वो थोड़ा थोड़ा धीरे धीरे मार हो जाता है, वो थोड़ा थोड़ा डाइल्यूट होने जाने लगता है. तो you have to maintain that thing, and that is the greatest thing. And how you should motivate yourself, you are the only, you have to find your own road. Nobody will walk for you, nobody will fetch water for you. You have to drink water, assimilate it, digest it, and show your results, right? So because guide, they are there, he or she will determine where you are trying to go. He will be there as a lamppost. All your gurujans, all your mentors, all your teachers, your friends, your family, your relatives, society even will be your guide. But you have to go, and that what behavior aspects and things which you show while crossing this path, that matters the most. So for building students, for a teacher, this is a young teachers are there, I hope. So I would like to share some tips for them. So make it real always for students, to motivate students that require commitment, and fine tune with the challenges. You have to be you have to motivate them to fine tune with the challenges. If somebody is having some problems, many problems they may crop up, as you know, so you have to encourage students to beat those personal problems as well, at all levels, not only at physical but mental, spiritual, at all levels. You have to be with your students, because they want to seek and they want to see you as a role model. So you establish a sense of belongings among students, because it is very very important. How? By effective teaching. That is one of the most important thing which you could inculcate. You have to, your teaching, your preaching, your goal, it should not be a split personality. बोलते कुछ और है और दिखते कुछ और है और बताते कुछ और है और अपनी जिंदगी में करते कुछ और है. Many teachers you might find, but don't be like that. Don't be like those. You have to be a very very adaptive in your supporting style. Your style should speak whatever you behave, right? And you they have you always have a role of expectations. Always students, they expect more and more from you. If you are giving them some assignments, then they expect you to troubleshoot those assignments difficulty, which whatever they will be facing, and ultimately they will want you to deal with their failures also. If they are fail miserably in whatever, not only in examination, sirf exam should not be ultimate goal. How you lead life is ultimately makes the sense, right? So the model, this ARCS model has been proposed by many psychologists. I would like to share this ARCS model with you. This actually captures the teacher's role in motivating the students. You have to have very, very attentive about capturing students' interest. You should know, and you should know the curious minds of those students ultimately, because ultimately they are the future generation, and they are the futures of our nation. So you should have a relevance, what their needs are, their personal needs and goals you have to identify. You should inculcate, and you should help them to build confidence level, so that ultimately they will be successful. And satisfaction is very, very important. Otherwise nowadays we are not at all satisfied. एक गाड़ी है, दूसरा चाहिए, एक अच्छा बेसिक मॉडल है मोबाइल का, मेरे को और एडवांस मॉडल चाहिए. The list is endless and sky is the limit. So you have to inculcate these values, my dear students, friends, my colleagues who are listening to my lectures, my dear teachers. You have to reinforce students' accomplishments through extrinsics and intrinsics rewards. So these are two very important factors which ultimately pursue their dreams, their passion, their love for their career. So what they wish to do, what they should do it, what they want to do, and what you love to, I mean students, they love to do. So dream big always, have a passion in your mind, in your soul, in your body, so that you ultimately achieve this goal. So after graduation, jaise abhi maine bataya, you are pursuing the best degree in best of the university all over the world, but it's era of add-ons. By merely having the degree in your pocket will not suffice the purpose, right? Everybody is having you to have a soft skill, ye course kar, wo certification course kar, wo diploma course kar, aapko hammering hote rehta hai, right? So what is your add-on, that you have to ask to yourself, right? How you can be a different from thousands of students which are behind you, in front of you. Because I take interviews, everybody of us, we faced it in many ways and means. And when as an employer, if I ask you कि why should I hire you, मैं क्यों select करूँ आपको, तो ये आपको बिल्कुल ही बहुत ही concisely, बहुत ही focused way से, बहुत clarity से बताने आना चाहिए कि why I should be hired in the company. As an junior level position भी होती है, तो why you should get hired, that should be very, very clear in your mind. And you can do amazing career by focusing on all these aspects, by adding value to your degree, by creating plan B, which I have already mentioned. You should have always a plan B if it gets unsuccessful because of variety of reasons. So you should always be ready with your plan B. So option A is adding value to your degree, and second option, to achieve your goal in life, to become successful, you should create a plan B always. So your degree is our responsibility, that we will give it to you, my dear students. Your college will give, your university will give. Ultimately degree तो मिलनी है, जो आपको बहुत ही easy लगता है. 50 years back, grabbing a degree, वो एक बहुत ही सेरेमोनी हुआ करता था. अपने परदादा दादा लोग को डिग्री मिलती थी. They didn't get in such a easy way which we are getting nowadays, right? So your passion, your learning, your motivation towards achieving those goals is your responsibility, and that is why we provide you help in variety of soft skills and very additional knowledge skills you have to have. So coding and software knowledge you should inculcate with variety of soft skills. Management skills you have to acquire, and most importantly communication skills, and ultimately hard skills as well. Communication is very important. If I can't communicate effectively with you, then all my exercises, whatever knowledge, little knowledge, whatever knowledge I have about that particular subject, it will go best, because I can't communicate. So it is a skill. Many are blessed with such skills, but still 78% of the population, suppose I have heard this, I have read this, that they have a stage fearing. फोबिया रहता है लोगों को स्टेज पे आके बोलने का. एक सेंटेंस भी नहीं बोल सकते बड़े बड़े लोग. So this is not they unfortunately couldn't acquire this communication skill. So if you are क्योंकि आजकल सब showy things are there, no? If you have little research, but if you can communicate that very small piece of research very effectively, तो आप बाजी जीत जाते हैं, right? और बहुत सारे जन ऐसे रहते हैं कि उनके पास नॉलेज है. हमारी टीचर्स हमारे स्कूल में, कॉलेजेस में हुआ करते थे. Those have an ocean of knowledge, but unfortunately they couldn't communicate effectively. तो क्या होता है कि if you can't communicate, then all things they go waste. So what is your plan B? If you can't succeed in plan A, you can go in for sports, you can play piano, you can go in for cooking, because nowadays, let me motivate my young girl students, because home making, मैं हाउस वाइफ हूँ, ऐसे जो डल आवाज में मुंडी नीचे करके आजकल लोग बताते हैं, I feel very pity for them, because home is a great task. I always appreciate those ladies who can work effectively 24/7. They dedicate themselves to homemaking, and they are great housewives. I salute to them, because it is very difficult at a time to demand to satisfy the demands of all persons or all family members 24/7. So you can have that as a career as well. By choice, you can say that yes, I want to become a housewife, and there is nothing detrimental, nothing very down trend in that. You can make a very good house, you can be a great homemaker. Then you can go in for photography, you can go for movie making, video editing, variety of performing arts like singing, dance, specialized skills you can acquire. You can go in for YouTube making. E-commerce is one of the major things nowadays. Team management, event management, and you can always guide online. Nowadays it is an emerging area, online guidance. Then we all know everyone has 24 hours a day. Everybody, Albert Einstein, Mother Teresa, Ratan Tata, Deepika Padukone, even Ambani's, Virat Kohli, Narendra Modi, everybody has had 24 hours a day, just like you and me. But how you convert those productive hours into your productive activity, very great activities, they make unable to lead a significant lives. They manage their time very well, and that is why their name are there. And so time management is life management. So you always have these are some of the tips. You can read it, you can create a logbook, have a full day week chalk out timetable with you. Don't chit chat. You, instead of that, you read a book, and you so on and so forth. You can have variety of different things. Because of time constraint, I have to I'm sorry for that. I have many things to share with you, so I'm sorry. I will go a little bit faster. So what's important for me at this moment is the main focus on that moment, and focus on that live in a present tense, not in neither in past tense nor in future tense. वो मैं ऐसा करती थी तो ऐसा होता था, और मैं ऐसा कर सकती हूँ, मैं करूंगी वैसा तो वैसा हो जाएगा. These two things are useless at the present moment. You live present moment, what you can achieve in the present moment, that will suffice, and that will speak. Your action will speak louder than words, and your overthinking will go in a great way. So you have to live in a present moment. So remember, never underestimate yourself. You are much more than what you think. You stretch out to what you want to make out of yourself, and you can do whatever you decide. Just a decision making is very important, and you are the master of your own thing. There is nothing about you which you can't do. Just please remember. And hard work, willpower, sincerity, dedication, and focusing, clarity in your mind will achieve all these things. That I want to do this, I will do it, I will make a difference in the society, I am special and I am blessed. Repeat these things on daily basis. See the difference in your life. You will achieve it. A dream becomes a goal when action is taken towards achieving it, is the mantra, and you should be able to achieve those goals, and not just dreams, but you have to pursue your dreams by achieving through footsteps, and ultimately achieve the goals. So the two most important factors are self-learning and lifelong learning. So enhance your curiosity, keep asking questions to many of the mentors or many, I mean, your friends, your relatives, and start searching answers also. If they can't give you or they can't satisfy you, you are the ultimate who you can rely on, and it can even lead to some of the most important innovation. Nowadays, it is a buzzword: innovation, patenting, innovative ideas, very out of the box ideas. So innovation is the great in thing nowadays. You have to innovate through research, something हटके out of the box. मैं वही घिसा पीटा research कर रहा हूँ क्या, just to have a incentive, just to have promotion? No, I have to, because nowadays, as you might be knowing, that many funding agencies in India as well as abroad, they are actually encouraging to have a societal benefit research. They will fund you for your work, which ultimately will gain importance and will ultimately will be beneficial for the society. इतने सारे society में problems है, how will you address through your research is the main funda. A fundamental thing is you have to address such a situation which otherwise other workers or other researchers could not achieve. So let your passion, let your research, let your education lead to some innovation. Some process or product should come out of your research, and ultimately it should be of societal benefit. So these are the two main things that you should inculcate in your mind, that when you pursue research, these two things should come up in your mind, and accordingly you have to plan your research and do achieve success. So then if you run 1 kilometer in 8 minutes, and if a dangerous dog follows you, what you will do? You will run faster than anything, right? So that dog you consider as a deadline in your daily routine. If you don't have this deadline, so create your own deadlines and time frames कि मेरे को यही इतने 2 दिन में ये टॉपिक खत्म करके, इंसाइट उसको क्रिएट करके, digging the deeper about that topic or about that syllabus, I have to achieve those things. टीचर्स बताते हैं, बाकी के नोट्स आपके पास रेडीमेड रहते हैं, that doesn't suffice the things. You have to prepare your own notes, you have to create your own insight into that particular area, arena, and your about your syllabus, and then only you will be able to achieve and make yourself as a great teacher, a researcher, an entrepreneur, and what not. You dream it and you can achieve it. So identify your prime time. Early morning, evening with coffee, even with late night after dinner, you have to be very focused about your, this time is very, very important, as needless to tell you. And when your energy levels are high, your performance is best, right? So finish your most difficult task, very important thing, in time only. So tentative distribution of 24 hours, this is just my observation. It some music, because you have lost so many precious years in your time, right? So you have to be very particular about this. Then 7 years of academics you have to put in, 2 hours of hobby, whatever it may be. You socialize with your friends, you network on social media like Facebook, Instagram. This is your days, these are your days. ओल्ड एज में नहीं होगा ये, आई नो दिस, वो बताना बहुत इजी है, बट वो उस पे वर्कआउट करना इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, आई नो दैट, बट ट्राई टू manage time. That will fetch you ultimate success in your life, and ultimately enhancing your employability quotient is very important. Try to dedicate at least 2 hours for that, and 1 hour for next day's planning. You have to keep this thing in your mind. So any subject, any topic, any performing art, any damn thing which you want to learn, you have to divide yourself in self learning, enhancing and nurturing the hobbies, because health is wealth ultimately, and employability enhancement ultimately will fetch you. So self learning is very important. I have already talked about enhancing, and student must spend at least 1 hour exercising, I have already covered. And employability enhancement is what is allot time exclusively for grooming your personality, make yourself employable, enterprising, and more acceptable to the industry for future employment. and you have to inculcate all the communication skills, public skills, speaking skills, time management skill, leadership skills, and whatnot. Stress management is very very important, as I have already covered, because you are nowadays एकदम डिप्रेशन में चले जाते हो, कुछ हो गया, हार्ट ब्रेक हो गया, चलो डिप्रेशन में, जैसे अल्टीमेटली इट इज द end of your life. It's not like that. Every time, every lesson you learn in life is, I mean, every situation, hard situation, very dangerous situation, very stressful situation, please mind, my dear students, it will teach you something or the other, and after that thing, after managing that stress, you will emerge as a new personality. You please watch my words, please mark my words, that your goal setting and many such allied things will help you out to have a very great success ahead in your career. So change is very important ultimately, because we don't want to change. अपने को लगता है दूसरा चेंज होना चाहिए, मैं नहीं हो सकता, मैं ऐसा ही हूँ, मैं ऐसा ही रहूंगा, एंड वॉट एवर क्वालिटीज आई हैव, आई वोंट चेंज, मैं बहुत अच्छा हूँ, बाकी के सब बुरे हैं, right? So this is a nowadays notion of any youngster, right? To improve is to change, because always it is always perfect is to change often. So always try to change for a better, not कि मैं अभी तक हमेशा सच्चाई बोलता था, अभी मैं बहुत झूठ बोलने लगा. That is not a positive change. That is obviously a negative change, and that you should be able to remove from your life, right? So great scientist Charles Darwin, he has strongly commented that it is the strongest of the species that survive, not the most intelligent one. It is the one that is most adaptable to change will survive in this nature, right? So adapt the change is the mantra which great Darwin has already spoken about. So don't panic in any of the situation, don't get confused, don't get stressed, don't feel misdirection and directionless. Take every day as an opportunity and take control of your life always. And I would like to share one story, as you might be knowing, of this Miss Shalini Kumari, who is 8th standard student, and she is Shalini's grandfather loved to plant, right? So he had a very beautiful garden, Shalini's family, on the roof of where he took his daily work. But sadly, in an accident, her grandfather met with an accident, unfortunately, and he had to use a walker for support. But what happened? He could walk on an even surface, but it was not flexible enough to be used on stairs. So because the walker could not support him on stairs, so her grandfather could no longer walk to the roof to enjoy his garden. So Shalini noticed his helplessness and wanted to do something for him to help him out, right? So looking over the walker, she realized that if the front legs were adjustable instead of fixed, they could be used to climb stairs, right? And that's how she got this idea. And please mind, dear friends, that interestingly, she first shared this idea with Abhishek, who won the Ignite 2009 award for his automatic food making machine, and now she is in the line and she won also this award. And Abhishek encouraged Shalini to enter in this Ignite competition, where she got a prototype of this what you can say walker, which she made by seeing the helplessness of his grandfather, and she has been awarded with, and seeing her idea translated into a prototype, that means she has herself made that walker into reality, and she received an award from the great scientist again, Professor Abdul Kalam sir, great scientist of India, great son of India. He has made Shalini feel extremely proud of her achievement. So this is Shalini. If Shalini can do it, and she is just a lower middle class, she came from a very lower middle class family, full of poverty, but she could make it, and that too from a very backward state of Bihar, Patna se hai Shalini. So if she can make it, you are in a progressive state, in a very progressive city, so you can do it, my dear students. Secondly, I would like to quote a story of Alan Clay, which you can see from his photograph, that he has written a very terrific book of healing power of humor. He has worked on therapeutic humor. So he is known as himself called as a jollytologist. Jollytologist. What is it? It is an award-winning professional keynote. He is a professional keynote speaker and best-selling author of this book, very great book, Therapeutic Humor, who shows how humor can help them, to people with everyday trials and tribulations, as well as triumphing over tragedies as well. So he got in 2009 lifetime achievement award from the Association for Applied and Therapeutic Humor, a very great achievement which Klein could achieve. So his book have been published in 8 different languages like English, Spanish, Danish, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Hungarian, and Turkish as well as, and he has a over a 5 crores of in print. So this is a very great success stories which I would like to, I mean, I have shared with you, and which uh, uh, always Alan Klein says he always used to humor to cope up with. Why humor gives you new perspective, and he always shares with you tools, tips, and techniques, and how humorous attitudes is everything, and how you can deal by following 5 laws of laughter. If you want to have his website, you can have www.alanklein.com. You can visit and you can see his wonderful videos, TED talks, and whatever YouTube sharing. He has a tremendous followings also. So by citing this example, what I would like to share with you all dear students, write down one change you think is a negative change in your life, and you can do it. So positive change, what you would like to achieve, right? And these are some of the very important which has nicely been illustrated, and I have browsed it for you, and I've made a slide for you. You are always in a comfort zone and would love to be in comfort zone. You feel very safe and in control, right? But when you enter into fear zone, you have to enter for ultimate growth zone, right? So lack of self confidence is there. You try to mitigate those things. If you want to go in for habit of making excuses, don't make them. Change your personality and don't affected by others opinion, because you have to lead your own life. You have to deal with challenges and problems. This is your learning zone. Acquire new skills which you are in a right position, phase, and frame of your mind nowadays, and extend your comfort zone to fullest so that you can achieve growth zone for finding purpose, to live your dreams, to achieve your dream job, to achieve a salary, and you have to set new goals for that, and you have to conquer your objectives should be your aim in life. So you should be a strong commitment towards self. You want to change, you can do it, and you always say it like that, and we have already covered this. And it's never too late, my dear students. Always there is because we know that waking up in the same home, putting on the same clothes, taking the same transportation, same bike, same thoughts, same old job, normal is very boring. So embrace the change. You will see a positive change in your overall personality. At any point of time, your life plan can change for bettering your life ahead. So what to do? 4 points of success formula or mantra I would like to share: self-learning, working out, enhancing and nurturing the hobbies, and employability skills you have to inculcate yourselves. So these points I have already covered. If and please remember this very important slide I would like to share. No twins, even no two people have exactly the same style, because no two people have faced exactly the same situation, same conditions in their life. Not even these two twins which you. So your siblings, your elderly persons, they all, you have to lead your own life by your own means. So you cannot compare others with you, and benefits which you would achieve through your education will be 99% will be yours, right? The title will be attached to your name. It will give you fame, it will fetch you money for you, it will give you honors, it will give you incentives, what not. Your income will also come to you, not to other people, right? So you have to achieve, you have to dream big. So motivate and encourage yourself. Always ask questions when you are in doubt. आजकल आप लोगों को questions ही नहीं पूछने रहते. You know everything as if. So it's not like that, because ultimately until your last breath you are a student. Always remember that. So strive to be at top whenever you are working with your mates. Make contribution to the societal benefit, to a society, through your research, through your education. Whatever task you take, you have to be a social worker. You have to make optimum use of your everybody is equipped with some things or the other you have in your body, in your soul. Just you have to highlight yourself. You make efforts to achieve those goals. Do not be pushed because expected of you. And ultimately, remember, always do your best, and where you are coming from, which family you belongs to, you should be very well aware, so that you it will not your parents, your siblings and your relatives should not be ashamed you of. So obey constituted authority or superiors. Always select friends, don't let your friends select you. This is the important mantra which I would like to share with you all. Learn how to live without excuses, which I have already put you forth. Be humble as possible. Make the best out of your anything and everything, and try to be in places where you are celebrated, not you are merely tolerated. This is the most important thing, which you can interact with your mates boldly. You must have satisfying career. You should carry high self-esteem, because low self-esteem leads to many negative attitudes in your personality, like jealousy, anger, short-temperedness, anything and everything. So your parents, friends, teachers should be very happy to be associated with you. You can meet important people in the society by increasing your PR, personal relations. Goodwill should be maintained, and you will be a role model to the others, like your mentors. People will be willing to learn from you, and the society will respect you in many other things will be. So you by opting a research career as your career, you should be very proactive and very creative about your research. I have already assessed those points and emphasized those points. Research your options, make self-assessment, make a career plan, new skills, and you can be an academician in the form of teacher. You could be a good researcher. You could be you could be associated with industry. You can start up by adopting entrepreneurial skills also. So these are the points where networking is very important. Open-mindedness is very important. You should not think of anything out of your close mind. You should have patience, very very patient attitude should be carried out while pursuing research, and perseverance is very important. वो unfortunately आप लोगों में नहीं रहा है. You cannot perceive, you are very impatient. नहीं instant चाहिए ना, क्योंकि everything should be in 2 minutes. It's not like that. You have to have a lot of sincerity, dedication, perseverance, patience to achieve your career. And learning attitude is most important things, because one of the most important things, every time you should be in a learning mode. So you can have a variety of apart from when scientist, as a scientist you can be in a very role model in variety of this. You can be a business developer, journalist, technical writers, you can be a tech transferer, you could fund agencies, you can do finance, you can be into educational research, you can be a curricular developer, what not. You can be in a regulatory affairs, you can be a scientific medical illustrator. The list is endless. Just have grab something for you. So you should be very very focused कि अपन एक बार का field choose किया तो why this has made me into this field, what attracted you to this field, what do you like most and least about the position on field, and try to deliberate, try to discuss, try to achieve, and try to, what you can say, learn out of your experiences. So every day is an experience, every moment is should be experience for you. So you have to achieve those by associating with very professional associations, and you have to give advice. Whatever advice would you give somebody, he or she should be interested to receive also. So these are some of the start a path on a very bright note, on a positive mindset. Choose a career direction that sounds interesting to you. मेरे फादर ने बोला था या मम्मी ने बोला था कि ये ले, इसलिए मैं कर रहा हूँ, कर रही हूँ, बिल्कुल होना नहीं चाहिए. It should inspire you from within. Determine what skills you have, what you need, and ultimately build new skills and start applying for job. So you can be those who are research scholar or PhD aspirants. This is for you. You can be a data analyzer. You can be a very good project manager. You could have a very effective communication skill. You have a very good hands-on technical operations. You can into teaching. You can do leadership. You can build a very great teamwork. You should have a critical thinking and problem solving attitude, and ultimately a technical knowledge should be sound. Then and then only you will be able to achieve and become a competitive candidate like this, because main skills needed for the position you are interested in, and skills which your employer want from you, and you make yourself a good fit in your independent researchers. I've already told you, similar to academia, you have many of the things and many of the this thing you can be at your risk. So seek out new experiences, pursue fellowship, attend conferences, workshops, classes, many motivational talks in your leisure hours. Do go in for internship, motivate yourself कि मेरे को यहाँ जाना है, ये इंडस्ट्री में काम करना है, 2 महीने के लिए क्यों नहीं सही, 15 दिन के लिए क्यों नहीं सही. Ask your mentors, seek permission from your principals, your teacher, that I want to go for part-time or temporary job so that I will earn while learn, and you should be committed to that work, and you should try to work in a team. Committee work matters a lot because you have to be aligned with, it should not be an independent one. You should have to be teamwork. So you have to be variety of job openings would be there, and so which will ultimately fetch you networking job, good jobs in professional organization, job boards. Also you can join company and professional and scholarly journals as an editor, as a editorial board team members, and in your career fairs also you can guide to the people. So wishing you all a very wonderful, amazing, successful, rewarding, worth enjoying, and stress free, and most importantly a prosperous career from this end. Wishing you all the very best for your future career. I hope I haven't take you much of your time, and if you have any questions, you please feel free to ask them, and I would be happy to receive your feedbacks on my mail, which I would like to share with you all, artishanware@gmail.com, and my cell number is 9823018963. So thank you, and thanks once again to the organization team for bearing me and for inviting me to such a wonderful platform, and I'm really feel amazed and privileged that I've been invited for such a wonderful event. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think your lecture at this app, it was very apt for our students who are teenagers. Like they have to shape their future. So I think the tips that you have given, the motivational tips, like the management of 24 hours they have to do, I think it was really excellent and would have helped them in their future plannings. And also the ARCS model, which you have given for all the faculties as well. So deliberately we will work on that.
Thank you so much.
Now, with your permission, ma'am, I would like to ask the attendees if they have any questions or doubts.
Please go ahead, ma'am. Please.
Please, you can.
I would love to answer if at all I would be able to satisfy. Please.
Anyone in the attendees who have any questions?
सबसे बड़ा वही प्रॉब्लम है सब तरफ. They don't want to ask questions. That is the thing nowadays we are facing, madam. I think you are agreeing with me.
Ma'am,
ऐसा नहीं है कि उनको questions नहीं है. I don't know what stops them. Yes.
So no questions, ma'am herself is asking. She have given a session, a 1-hour session on the same. Anyways, if you have the questions, madam has already given her
yes,
mail
you
ID,
are most welcome,
as well as her cell number, so you can contact her.
Yes.
Now, once again, I thank you, ma'am, for your out of the box thinking and out of the box lookout and motivating our students.
Thank you so
now,
much.
I would like to request the chairman of today's webinar, Dr. D.S. Dhote, Principal, Brijlal Biyani Science College, for his presidential speech. So,
am I audible?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I personally welcome Dr. Aarti Shanware madam for
Thank you,
this
sir. Thank you so
webinar, and also thankful for giving her valuable time on this occasion on a very short notice. Actually, we have contacted her before a couple of weeks, and she has granted consent to deliver a talk for the students on this occasion. So this is a nice initiative of the chemistry department from last year, that they are celebrating or organizing an event on this Women Global Breakfast. Basic objective is to uh, inculcate the gender equality among the women and men, and to motivate the young students for the research and to become the scientist. Uh, a very wonderful talk has been delivered by Dr. Shanware. Some of the appreciating words. I appreciate her for making a 6 projects within a very short period of 20 years during his teaching career. This is a really appreciable thing that in a very young age or a very short span of teaching, she has completed 6 major research projects. So no doubt, she is a very high academician, and her talk is also very praising and very useful for the students. Dear students, though you do not have any question, you have not raised any question, you do have many questions in your mind. So you can contact to madam through email or call her, and may take guidance for whatever in your mind and for your best career. So without wasting much time, because I am traveling and network is very poor, I once again thankful to all faculty members of the chemistry department and all the participants. They have joined this webinar. With these few words, I conclude here myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. You have always been our motivation, and thank you for the guidance as well. Last but not the least, I would like to invite the Mr. V.K. Panpalia, co-convener of Global Women Breakfast 2022, for giving vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, one and all. I am Mr. V.K. Panpalia, here for proposing the vote of thanks. Firstly, I am very thankful to our respected principal, sir, for permitting us to conduct this program and being the chairman of this program in spite of having the important personal work. Thank you so much, sir. I am very thankful to our guest speaker, Dr. Aarti Shanware ma'am, Director, Rajiv Gandhi Biotechnology Center, RMT Nagpur University, Nagpur, for accepting our invitation as a keynote speaker and enlighten us on very important topic, soft powers and as a strong option. Madam, I am sure that our student definitely get benefited by your talk. Thank you so much, madam. I am very thankful to Dr. P.B. Raghuvanshi, sir, Head Department of Chemistry, for his motivation and guidance for the successful conduct of this program. I am also very thankful to Dr. Sonal Mundala, madam, convener of this webinar, for taking constant effort to make this event successful. I am also very thankful to Dr. Munal Mahajan, madam, organizing secretary of this event, for taking constant effort for the smooth conduct of this program. I am also very thankful to Dr. S.N. Gupta, ma'am, Dr. H.G. Khobragade, sir, and Mr. Gokul Bajaj, sir, for taking constant encouragement, for giving constant encouragement and support. At last, I am very thankful to all the teachers and student participants for their valuable participation to make this event a grand success. All the participants will get the certificate of participation after filling the feedback form. The link of feedback form will be provided soon on WhatsApp group. With the permission of chair, I declare that the program is over. Over to you, ma'am. Yes, Mahajan, madam. Yes, madam.